Bella, today I'm going to talk to you about mathematical equation and how our ancestors might give some of us the rare gifts of wisdom in the form of what? Mathematical equation. So my ancestors gave me a few words a few nights ago to share with you. So I'll first read this so that we can explore what that words might be telling us afterwards. Okay, this is what they said to me to explain the visions or to explain the dreams we see with mathematical equations. When we are about to reveal something that is sacred and it will take you into deep spiritual knowledge and wisdom, the sacrality of spirituality, we will show you mathematical equation. Not everyone is chosen to be the receiver of this spiritual knowledge. The select will be able to receive this kind of knowledge as it is sacred. It is known as the Masonic spiritual knowledge of spirituality or in spirituality. There's a reason why they call it the Masonic spiritual knowledge. We'll go into that afterwards. We have some information which is to be shared with others, right? And other information which can only be shared on a need-to-know basis. This information is not given to all, it's not given to everyone. We scatter these parts of our spirituality to ensure that our knowledge, the knowledge that we pass on to the living, is not what? Wasted. These pieces of information are passed for very specific and very important rituals. And understanding for our people needs to be very, very high for this, to be able to understand this information, right? To be able to understand what this sacred spiritual knowledge mean. We call this kind of visions the visions for the chosen ones. Information, knowledge, and wisdom that comes with this mathematical knowledge, it is too sacred, and others will call it secret knowledge. We can only reveal the information once we know that the receiver is ready for this kind of knowledge. Only then we will reveal this sacred information. So I asked them, so who sent this vision or these dreams with this sacred knowledge or mathematical equations? Then they said, these visions, they are coming from all knowledge keepers of sacred societies. This is information that is for our survival. If it were to be shared with everyone, it will be difficult, if not possible, for us to keep on carrying our generations against all odds for the future. These are sacred spiritual clues of new information, which is only for the few. The knowledge which comes with these clues, the mathematical equations, are to be looked after and protected, and only be shared as directed by us, the ancestors. So let's try and dig into what this might mean. Okay, this is my understanding here. This is when I was trying to figure out why then the mathematical equation. So what I understand about maths, right? An equation. Remember, I was good at practical, but not good during tests. It presents you with problem to solve, right? There's a question where you need to use logic to determine what it is. What's the answer, right? Sometimes understanding the question is more significant than the value of the answer, right? But everything has to be what? Just to balance. We're talking about equations here. The changes, okay, these are like the challenges we have with these questions like that, when we are being asked questions like that. Sometimes they seem complicated, impossible to solve, right? They seem, these questions, they can become like, it's too much, right? Like they are beyond us, these questions. It can be like, just think about equations. If you didn't have equations and you're trying to solve a problem, Anyway, that is just me. But when you understand what the question really means, when the code is being explained to you, you will find the answer, right? You will do find the answer. I'm talking about in maths. When you've got an equation, you've been given a question using what? The equation that is there, you arrive at the answer, right? You will do that. But anyway, that is me trying to think about the metaphorical meaning, why they would decide to use what? Mathematical equation to show us in those dreams. That was just me giving my own, inserting myself in there. Anyway, so now let me tell you about my vision and my dream with a vision kind of thing. So first, when they showed me the mathematical equation, right? They showed it to me like in a dream kind of format. So I was in this dream, in this place where you could tell that this is like serious, sacred place. I mean, to be there, I mean, even when they were explaining it there in dream, like telling me, you know, like sometimes they feed you weights while you're dreaming. They were telling me that staying in that particular place, you can sometimes feel like you're hallucinating, because to be in those kind of sacred grounds or sacred places, it can be too much for you. The energy is too much. You are unable to be able to even think because of that kind of energy there. When they were showing me the mathematical, so it was like there's a water, deep water kind of thing. There's something I can't explain too much into that, because they're still trying to take me there, and I don't want to explain things that I'm not supposed to explain. But anyway, I was in that kind of place, and I could see like there were some, it was like a cavey kind of thing, but not a cave. Up there, I look up there, I see mathematical equation, full of mathematical equations. Like seriously, I couldn't even come out with anything. I couldn't remember anything. It was like scriptures, like spiritual kind of. You could tell that it was spiritual, because they even had like some chant. It was going with some chant in there, like spiritual chant. Actually, when I'm thinking about the chant, I've listened to Basimana Bakoma, the male initiate, actually from Lesotho, the Basotho ones, from Lesotho, when they're doing some singing, right? Doing those chants, like the initiation chants or songs. But there are some chants they do, and they're so almost similar to the chants that the Tibetan monks do when they're doing their rituals, right? What I had in that dream or vision kind of dream was that they had that kind of chants, like deep spiritual, like seriously, if you hear lots of people chanting like that, you'll go dizzy, right? Like, take me, I want to be spiritual as well. I just want to receive all the information you're about to give and the wisdom, right? That was how it was feeling like in that kind of a dream that they were showing me. That this is like, they're talking about this. It came with a mathematical equation in that dream. Then when they were explaining this, the way like they explained it to me like this, they were showing me like in a vision. So in the vision, like they just flash like a picture, like, you know, some vision where you're sitting down, you're bored, you're just there, you're thinking, should I actually get up and make tea, or should I do this? Maybe not. Then they show you a picture. You know those flashes you get, like spiritual people will get. Anyway, they show it to me like in a vision kind of thing, like a picture of a board, a blackboard with full of mathematical equation. Okay, and then normally those kind of visions, like they're flashes and they go, right? It's like you see a picture and it just disappears. But that, for me, they held it for me so that I can see that is an equation, is an equation. But then still, I couldn't even come out with what it was. Too much of it. I couldn't even remember what it was there. I was trying to memorize, right? Through that vision. So they were holding, like someone holding a picture for you to look at. Look at this picture properly. So I was trying to actually put that, like, so I can grab that out, so I can write it down when they finish, when they take that picture off. When I'm saying they, I mean this is spiritual stuff. But then all I came out with was was it SG? Was it SB? I couldn't even explain it to myself, because I think they just deleted it. They just showed me that we're about to explain the mathematical equation to you, so we just want to show you. Then everything went. All I can remember is S something. There were 2 letters plus, meaning addition. 2 letters and addition. The one that I'm sure of, I remember, is S. But the others, I did remember seeing some triangles and some square root of something and some division there. But it like this, like a wall full of mathematical equations. Anyway, I'm happy with the explanation, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, to finish this, the takeaway here is that your people will come and explain your mathematical equation, and they'll give you information. So it comes like as a mathematical equation like that. Then there will be some dreams. They will be showing you things. Sometimes they'll be showing like big rituals. Some things like this, you know that these are like some sacred stuff. Okay, sacred stuff, like sacred information or knowledge that they'll be giving you. So remember to always go back to your people. When you see something like that in your dream, go back to your people. Tell them you've seen it. Then you'll want them to explain it to you. When they are ready to explain it to you, they will explain it to you. Remember, we are spiritual people. We need to listen to who? Our ancestors, spirits, guides, and the source. Our own, not someone else's. Here, we are just here to see how what others are learning, what it is like for others. How are they learning? You know, from there you take, and then you don't compare with yours. You're thinking, okay, this is how they're learning about their things. You need to go back to who? To your people, for them to explain things to you properly. To you. Remember that. As spiritual people, we're supposed to go back to what? To the main people, our ancestors, spirits, guides, and the source, to get more information. That is what it is all about. How would it?